Well, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton sparred over their plans for migrants coming to America from the Middle East. Listen to this exchange from last night. Roll tape.
This is going to be the great Trojan horse. And wait till you see what happens in the coming years. Lots of luck, Hillary. Thanks a lot for doing a great job.
I am not going to let anyone into this country who is not vetted, who we do not have confidence in, but I am not going to slam the door on women and children.
All right, let's bring in Katie McFarland. She is a Trump National Security Advisor and joins us this morning. Katie, this whole idea of migrants, I'm not talking Europe now, migrants in America, that's a huge foreign policy and security issue. And you're right in the middle of this. What say you?
Well, I think Trump is actually quite right on this. When Hillary Clinton says, look, we're not going to let anybody in unless we can vet them, the problem is you can't vet them. The way you vet immigrants into the United States is you go back and look where they're from. You go back to the place they lived in. You ask their neighbors. You ask the local officials in their town. You look at the records that they had where they used to live. The problem is those records don't exist anymore. If they do, they're in ISIS hands. So there's really no way to check and check to the point where we're confident that those people, in fact, are legitimate immigrants into the United States and not potentially have connections to terrorists. So in this one, I think Trump is absolutely right.
But even though Hillary's policy of open the door let a lot of people in, even though that is unpopular, it wasn't a big point that was made last night. I don't think many voters know exactly what her position is.
Well, she wiggles all around. I mean, and I think that actually was a missed opportunity. I wish Mr. Trump had gone after her for it, because if you look at Europe today, and you just said that the president of France, President Hollande, is saying, we took too many immigrants in, we can't keep them, we can't guarantee our security, it's a big problem. And yet that's what Hillary has advocated. Certainly she's advocated when she's talked privately in meetings with Goldman Sachs bankers, for example. Open borders, more migration, gut intelligence, gut defense, no assimilation. That's exactly what Europe has done. And look what's happening to Europe. It's falling apart at the seams. The Brits voted for Brexit to get out because of this issue. The French president has said this. The French equivalent of their FBI director, he said, I'm worried about a civil war in France over this issue. So it is a very real issue. I'm sorry it wasn't pursued by both sides, because it's one where there are very different opinions and very different positions, probably the most different of any issue on the campaign.
Stay there, please, Katie. I've got more for you in just a moment.